Hey, welcome back to Clean Cut, where we can talk about the truth about just about anything, as long as we use logic and common sense. This season, we're returning to the topic of the Psalms and their meaning. Now, a brief disclaimer before getting into this psalm. The Psalms will be numbered differently in different translations of the Bible. This is a very, very old discrepancy, and to help clear things up, I'll be explaining what number the psalm has in the Douay-Rheims Bible and in the Revised Standard Version. However, the episodes themselves will list psalm numbers as they're given in the Douay-Rheims Bible. Sorry if this is confusing. Anyway, this is Psalm 70 in the Douay-Rheims Bible, but Psalm 71 in the RSV. A psalm for David, of the sons of Jonadab and the former captives. This is a bit confusing, since there are two Jonadabs in the Bible, and one of them was closely related to David, his nephew. However, the mention of captives and Jonadab's sons seems to indicate that the other is being referred to, the Jonadab from 2 Kings and Jeremiah 35. That Jonadab was the founder and leader of a group called the Rechabites, who commanded his people not to build houses, have vineyards, do any farming, or drink any wine, and to live in tents instead. Then, when Babylon started causing trouble, they took their tents and fled to Jerusalem for protection. To me, it sounds like Jonadab just wanted to keep all the good stuff for himself, and the Rechabites adopted a way of life that was bad for them, then expected the people of Jerusalem to protect them from the consequences of that. But in any case, the Rechabites were told to come into the temple and drink wine by the prophet Jeremiah, speaking the words of God. However, they refused because they wanted to obey Jonadab, and because of their disobedience to God and their obedience to Jonadab instead, God said that Jerusalem would suffer every evil that the Rechabites deserved to suffer, probably because the people of Jerusalem were trying to protect them. The Babylonian exile would follow shortly afterwards, and the Israelites would be taken to Babylon as slaves, which just goes to show that it does no good to try to protect a foolish person from the consequences of their own actions. In thee, O Lord, I have hoped. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy justice and rescue me. Incline thy ear unto me and save me. I put my hope in God, and pray to be saved from trouble and allowed to remain level-headed. Be thou unto me a God, a protector, and a place of strength, that thou mayst make me safe. For thou art my firmament and my refuge. Deliver me, O my God, out of the hand of the sinner, and out of the hand of the transgressor of the law and of the unjust. Protect and strengthen me, providing guidance, a firmament, the stars in the sky, which can be used to guide sailors, and saving me from evil enemies and criminals. For thou art my patience, O Lord, my hope, O Lord, from my youth. By thee have I been confirmed from the womb. From my mother's womb thou art my protector. God literally is the virtue of patience, providing the very standard and measuring stick of patience, towards which every other patient person should be trying to progress. Furthermore, our own ability to be patient is itself a gift from God, who has offered us this form of protection and many others since before we were born. Of thee shall I continually sing. I am become unto many as a wonder, but thou art a strong helper. Let my mouth be filled with praise, that I may sing thy glory, thy greatness all the day long. People are amazed by the misfortunes I've survived, but it's only because of God's help, so I'll sing and praise God's greatness all the time. Cast me not off in the time of old age, when my strength shall fail. Do not thou forsake me. For my enemies have spoken against me, and they that watched my soul have consulted together, saying, God hath forsaken him. Pursue and take him, for there is none to deliver him. Even when I'm old and weak, don't abandon me, because you know my enemies are always looking for an opportunity to take advantage of my inability to defend myself. O God, be not thou far from me. O my God, make haste to my help. Let them be confounded, and come to nothing that detract my soul. Let them be covered with confusion and shame that seek my hurt. Prevent the plans of my enemies from causing any real harm. This is a perfect kind of appeal, because it doesn't explicitly request that any harm would come to the psalmist's enemies, except failure in their attempts to do evil. But I will always hope, and will add to all thy praise. My mouth shall shew forth thy justice, thy salvation all the day long. Because I have not known learning, I will enter into the powers of the Lord. O Lord, I will be mindful of thy justice alone. I put my hope in God and constantly reveal God's ability to save people because when I talk, it's obviously not my own intelligence or cleverness that save me. This statement about having not known learning also refers to someone whose knowledge of God and faith aren't based on the words of well-liked or trusted experts who can often be paid to say anything. Instead, that knowledge is based on the obvious power and goodness of God. Thou hast taught me, O God, from my youth. Until now I will declare thy wonderful works. And unto old age and gray hairs, O God, forsake me not, until I shew forth thy arm, and all the generation that is to come, thy power and thy justice, O God, even to the highest great things thou hast done. From childhood to old age, let me show the power and goodness of God to everyone, even the greatest works God has done. O God, who is like to thee? How great troubles hast thou shewn me! Many and grievous, and turning, thou hast brought me to life, and hast brought me back again from the depths of the earth. No one else is like God, who has let me see horrible dangers and enormous suffering, and still survive. Thou hast multiplied thy magnificence, and turning to me thou hast comforted me. For I will also confess to thee thy truth with the instruments of psaltery. O God, I will sing to thee with the harp, thou Holy One of Israel. God makes his greatness more obvious whenever he takes action, comforting us. Also, we promise to sing to God, accompanied by stringed instruments that were popular at the time. My lips shall greatly rejoice when I shall sing to thee, and my soul, which thou hast redeemed. Yea, and my tongue shall meditate on thy justice all the day, when they shall be confounded and put to shame that seek evils to me. I'll sing joyfully to God because he's saved me. Also, when my enemies fail in their plans against me, I'll spend all day saying meditations about the justice of God. While it's obvious the writer of this psalm is experiencing issues dealing with his enemies, as many people do, and there are a lot of requests here to be delivered from them, the requested help is fairly modest for a psalm, the failure of the plans of evildoers. The psalm is also full of praise to God, and peppered with promises to sing and praise God because of the help he offers. That's all for now, so keep asking questions, and thanks for watching.